My name's Mike Usrey. Welcome back to the FM Garage. We have a car up on the lift and we thought, well, let's go ahead and showcase how to do an oil change in a transmission. So, got our favorite Redline fluids here and we're going to go ahead and get started. Why don't you come along for the ride? So before we get started, let's talk about the tools that you're going to need to do this job. It's pretty straightforward. This is going to be on an NB, but even if you have an NA, NC, or ND, the job is all pretty close to the same. NA and NB 5-speeds do have a slightly different fill plug, so you might need 1 or 2 wrenches for that, a 14 or sometimes a 15, because you can use the box end on the 15 sometimes to get over that square. Otherwise, everything else for the drain plugs and all of the other fill plugs for the other transmissions, you'll need a 24mm socket or wrench, your preference. Besides that, I also have my catch bucket, so that way I can catch all the old transmission fluid. I also have a pump, so that way I can put the new fluid in there. And then besides that, you'll probably want some rags and some brake clean to clean up your mess. Now, this is pretty typical for the layout in an NA or NB. Obviously, if you have an NC or ND, your exhaust is going to be on the other side. You lucky guys and gals, because on NAs and NBs, your exhaust being on this side, on the same side where the fill plug is. Of course, if you have just run your car, this is going to be pretty toasty. So be careful of getting your hand too close to the exhaust, or just wait, let the car cool off, put a fan up here to blow air through, that kind of thing. On this transmission, the plug does look a little bit different for the drain and the fill. This is the drain plug right here. So instead of being on the bottom like it is on the other transmissions, it's actually kind of on the side. And then your fill plug right up here is going to be also on the side, but kind of recessed into the ribbing, the bracing of the case. So on this setup, go ahead and pull this over here. And I'm going to loosen the fill plug first. Make sure I can get it off. There we go. So this one came off pretty easily. And we'll see what the transmission fluid looks like. Well, that's not too bad. So he could probably get away with this for a while yet. The fluid itself is actually still relatively translucent, especially with the light shining through. I can still see through the fluid. It's not so dark that you can't tell what's going on. I don't see a ton of silvery, shimmery to it. There's maybe a touch of it, but otherwise it looks like this has probably been serviced in the last maybe 10, 20, 30,000 miles or so. So it's in good shape. But the good news is that transmissions, differentials, and engines for that matter, they don't complain if you put fresh fluid in them. So that's what we're going to do. So now that I've got the fill plug out and it's dribbling, I can get the drain plug out as well. And see if that helps at all with the light for you there, Logan. And then, but I don't quite have that loose enough to do it by hand yet. There we go. You should probably have your drain pan a little bit higher than I do, because otherwise you make a mess like I just did. And we won't edit that out because this is just how it happens. Don't worry, I'll clean that up when we're done. Basically, you wait a few minutes until this stops being a consistent dribble. We just want it to basically just be drip, drip, drip like the fill plug is, to know that it's more or less empty. This shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes, so while it's doing that, I'll just do a quick check over things, maybe wipe up a little bit of my mess here. I am going to be using brake cleaner. Brake clean is a really good way to get oily residue off of your transmission. If you made a mess on your exhaust, you definitely want to spray that off before you get everything put back together and start up the engine, because that will make a big smoke show. So, there we go. What? All right, so we're getting pretty close here. The oil is starting to get a little bit of space between the dribbles. So another 30 seconds or so, we should probably be okay to be able to put the plug back in. While you're down here waiting for this drain, this is a good time to get your new fluids ready. So while we're doing that, I'm going to be using, here we go, cocktail of MTL and lightweight shockproof. So for these guys, I'll have them here and ready. Another thing that we are going to be doing on this car that you should also plan to do is replace your crush washers. So on these guys, let me find that drain plug that I dropped. Here's the drain bolt. Give it a quick wipe so that way you can see better what's going on. Actually, we can kind of see on this one, hopefully if I'm holding it in the light there. Trying to find it, there we go. So this is the drain bolt, and you can see it's got a crush washer on it. Take that off, sorry. Take that off. We're gonna just throw this away. We're not gonna reuse it. Sometimes you can get away with reusing them, but they're cheap. It's a good idea to plan on having replacement crush washers. We sell these, they're on the website. Brand new ones, they're 18mm crush washers. You can use aluminum or you can use copper, whatever you feel like, it's okay. This drain plug though, you can see it is a magnetic drain plug, and this is pretty typical for the drain plugs on all the transmissions in these cars. This does have a little bit of metallic fuzz on the end of it. It's not terrible. It's pretty normal to see a little bit of fuzz. If you see big chunks, it's a bad sign. This doesn't actually have any big chunks. I can actually kind of just feel by pressing my finger against it that it's all really small stuff. So I'm not worried about this at all. That's very normal. I am going to wipe it off though, because on the next oil change in 60,000 miles or so, I want to know again if it's doing the same, if it looks worse, if there are big chunks. So it's always a good idea to start with a clean drain plug. All right, give this a quick spray. Also, I remembered too late that I have gloves in my pocket and I didn't use them. So do as I say, not as I do. You should really be wearing gloves to prevent oil and brake clean all over your fingers. So now we have the transmission pretty well drained. It's just slow dripping at this point. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a wipe. I'm going to install our new crush washer, and then making sure that the threads are clean on the drain bolt itself. Go ahead and get that threaded back in there by hand. Okay. And then give it one last little spray, make sure that it's all cleaned up. There we go. All right. Don't forget, this does need to be tightened. It won't do any good if it's just loose, or at least you won't have fluid for very long if it's just hand tight. This doesn't need a whole bunch of torque. It is an aluminum case. All of the transmissions have aluminum cases, so give it a snug, but don't go wild. The threads are a very fine thread, and it's going into aluminum, so be careful. Now that we've got the transmission fully drained, I have the drain plug reinstalled with a fresh crush washer. It's time to add some fluid. We're going to start with MTL, and then in this transmission, we'll do a cocktail with some lightweight shockproof. I'm going to use a hand pump. You can also use some of the pumps that actually thread onto the top of bottles. I haven't found any that worked with the Redline bottle specifically, but there are others for some of the other bottles of transmission fluid out there. But in this case, A hand pump works just fine for just about anything. So, I'm going to go ahead and get my hand pump primed here. There we go. And then this will often make a bit of a mess, so be ready for that. Ready to go. Whoop. And pull it up out of the way. And then, carefully, try not to spill too much on your exhaust. Thread this up and over, and then into the fill hole of your transmission. There we go. And then I will push that fluid inside the case. And you can see here, because I have a clear acrylic tube, that this fluid is a very light, translucent color. This is Redline, of course, so it is that kind of reddish, orangey hue. Your fluid may have a different color, but you can see this is what fresh fluid should look like. And once I push all of this through and expended as much as I have in there, it's just rinse and repeat. All right, I've got one bottle down. All of the MTL is in the transmission. So now, if you're gonna use an additive like the lightweight shockproof, I'm gonna top off and fill the rest of the transmission with this stuff. Lightweight shockproof is blue, so it's a very obvious difference in fluid whenever you're changing over to top off with this stuff. Same process though. All right, that dribble means we are topped off. The other handy thing about using a fluid that has a very distinguishable color is that as soon as it starts dribbling out in very much that bright blue in this case, it's easy to tell that it's fresh stuff and you're fully topped off. You typically won't use all of the second quart when you fill up a transmission like this. Okay, so now that we know that we're topped off, if you want to just double check, you can do the finger test. Basically just wiggle your finger into the opening and make sure that you are actually touching the top of the fluid level, because basically that is how you know the transmission is full when it dribbles out. And then we can take our fill plug. In this case, I've got a brand new crush washer, and get that threaded on. Just a quick aside, if you have a 5-speed in an earlier NA or even NB, your fill plug will look like this. It'll be kind of a square shape, and it won't have a flange for a crush washer to sit underneath. So you don't need a new crush washer because it won't use that. These have tapered threads. So as you tighten it into the transmission, as you tighten it, that's actually what seals the threads against the transmission case. I do recommend that you clean these threads out so that way you can get a good seal, but otherwise the process is just the same as when you install your fill plug for any of the other transmissions with a regular 24mm head bolt. And of course, finger tight is never good enough for these, so need to do it up with a little bit of torque. Again, lightly snug is a good place to be. It is aluminum after all, with fine threads on those bolts. Now that we have all of that done, let's get this cleaned up. Any excess oil that you leave on here is going to get hot, especially if it dribbled onto your exhaust here, and it will make a big smoke show. So be thorough and clean off as much as you can. Don't leave any behind if you can help it. All right, so that's it as far as the transmission's concerned. Now, if you have any undercar bracing like this Mazda Speed does, we'll put those back on, and then you can put the car back down. You're done. Easy peasy. All right, that does it for this process. The oil change and the transmission's all done. Hopefully you learned something. If you have any questions about this, feel free to ring us, reach us via email or social medias. We're always happy to chat and help out. Of course, if you like content like this, if you want to see more and more how-to videos, check out our YouTube channel. We'll have it linked down below, so that way you can see all kinds of other content regarding Miatas and how to modify them or maintain them. Until next time, thanks again. We'll see you then.